One of the memes from this movie is the three seashells. Nobody knows how you operate them to remove excrement from the bottom. In the future of this, supposedly use two of them to grab it, and then one to grab any remaining streak marks in Demolition Man. But it's never explained like how they are sanitized in between. The most entertaining futuristic action film since the original Terminator, says Ralph Novak of People. Yes, this is a good movie. Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes go out on a dazzling cyber future in this explosive hit. In 2032, arch-criminal Simon Phoenix Snipes awakens from a 35-year deep freeze in cryo prison to find a serene, non-violent LA ready for the taking. Unable to deal with Phoenix's brutal 1990s style, officials seek an old-fashioned cop to fight old-fashioned crime. The revived Sergeant John Spartan Stallone unjustly serving a cryo prison sentence because of his last encounter with Phoenix. Sandra Bullock and Benjamin Pratt also uphold the end of the law in this terrific mix of action and humor. So Stallone isn't saying, I am the bra. But, yeah. This is a good movie. It's got witticism. It's got the disparity of like the underground folks that are trying to survive, and the irenic, that means of or relating to peace or trying to strive towards peace, that's above because they have like saying hey. So we have this disparity of that, and it's like, they're all the feelings and everything are, I don't want to say neutralized, but it's mellowed to where everything becomes too, I don't want to say fascist, but it's too milquetoast. I mean, the police don't know what to do. So when Phoenix arises from not the ashes but the ice, causes all sorts of havoc, and we actually get some good action scenes. We get, I would say, a nice variety of firearms going pew pew pew. We get a couple of nice car chases, and of course, Snipes is so dang good. Well, with the yellow hair and the orange mesh shirt, it's iconic along with the blue jeans. It's such a look. I just love it because he's just so deliciously good with the one-liners, holding his own, and being a good foil for John Spartan. I like the shootout that they have, the remnants of a street from LA that was in 1990, but everything got destroyed after an earthquake in 2010. So we get to see what is history that's being shown in the original presents, when they have all the firearms and laser guns and everything else, so kind of mixing the past that was going on with the upcoming present, which makes me wonder if laser guns will happen soon. Ooh, that's scary to think about. But yeah, I did like the choreography happening in the museum. How they're making their way up, ducking behind buildings and everything else with the one-liner. So I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. I like what I'm seeing here. And also the John Spartans, as they call them, Neanderthalish ways of handling like crime and everything. But yeah, you kind of need that from an action movie star to take down the person who's playing another action movie star. Crap, I forgot who they based Snipes off of. Dang it, off of like a James Bond typical villain, if you will, but that has more personality, I guess you could say. So I like that a lot. Sandra Bullock does a good job in here, taking studying the 20th century ways of how action police procedurals were done. So adding a little bit of satire, like the one-liners when Stallone says, you can take this job and shove it up his ass. She says, you can take this job and shovel it, and he's like, close enough. And, when you have all the sex scenes going on, rather than having, actual that, they have it in virtual reality, which, with all the hentai games and everything else, that kind of did predict the future, which I found to be cool. And now but the graphics make the Virtual Boy look pleasant, which I can't believe I just said. So you get enough of predictions going on and everything, which I liked. I like this. It's the characters that make it interesting enough to like, okay, I like what I'm seeing. We get the action, and also Taco Bell winning the franchise wars. Okay, I thought it was Pizza Hut. I thought Pizza Hut got mentioned when I was younger, but whatever. We're not here to pay tit for tat. We're just here to be like, okay, you're here to enjoy an action movie that has some interesting ideas. I like the underground scene. I like the disparity going on. I like this guy that's named Roman Cocteau, who creates I don't want to say a failed, like a utopia. I guess you could say it's a failed utopia, which, you can still see the future going on. But then when the people are revolting, ultimately, it's settled in a way like, hey, it's up for you to work it out. We get rid of the person who made Phoenix arise from the cryo prison, the later Cocteau, to help eliminate and dismantle the group that was underneath. So yeah, that was something that you would see going on, but enough. This movie has enough satire and awareness of its own to be like, okay, you know what? I like this. I like the way how they made everything work out. At 150 minutes, it feels about the right length, especially with the ending with the ice and how they got all the convicted people that were in the cryo prison. One was Jesse the Body Ventura. I thought he would have played a bigger role, but he's only there for a little bit. We also get a young Jack Black as a part of the underground, so I'm like, okay, we get one who's already an action movie star and one who would eventually become a musician. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. So, well, that being said, some people may not like the self-satirization or the kind of blandness of it, but I would have liked to have seen more of the underground resistance, like a comic or a sequel or comic book spin-off would actually be really cool for Demolition Man. But despite all that, it's a good time. Give it a watch.